What does it say to you when, you come away with a loss like this, 4-1, in a game where, you outshot Belleville by, over 2-1? What does that say to you about the game?
Um, hey, plainly that they capitalized and we didn't. Some good things happened, but it's horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Like close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So, um, yeah,
Yeah. And, you guys had a lot of power play opportunities tonight, especially late in the third period, and obviously the early pull with Sparks, and it just didn't feel like it was going to go your way on late in the third there, and you know, is there anything that you were trying to do differently on the different power plays that you were getting, trying to generate some different things?
no, just being more aggressive with pucks to the net. I thought we did a decent job. A couple of our power play looks were better tonight, and but when we got into the 6-on-5 situation, I thought that we turned down some opportunities to get the puck to the net more quickly and just create that chaos. Because the Belleville deserves credit. They did a good job defending in that situation, and a lot of teams will pack it in, and you have to find a way to generate that first shot. It doesn't have to be a goal, but it has to create that breakdown or that rebound that can then sort of give your skill players a little bit of a setting to work in, whether it's a seam pass or it's a goal off of a rebound. I think you got to be simple early, and I thought in that 6-on-5 situation we were trying to look for a little bit too much of a good look.
Right. And you got Adam back after a couple games up there. Is that something that you potentially anticipate being a longer term arrangement with him being back here?
I really don't know that, Mike. I'm not sure. We'll see. Adam, obviously, we had some guys join with Calgary back in town here, but I don't know how that's going to be moving forward. I'm sure there'll be some conversations moving ahead depending on. We leave for Winnipeg, obviously, so there's a separation between the teams. And so how that's going to play out, not sure.
Okay. And you got young Kuznetsov in the lineup tonight, and first game for him since joining you guys. And what impressed and maybe not so much from him tonight for you?
Well, he's a young man that looks like he has good poise on the ice. So I think that is exciting because poise is not something that you can teach. Usually, guys just sort of have that in terms of being able to allow the plays to develop, maybe bring someone to him before he makes a play, and that's quite a high level skill for a hockey player. So that I saw that was nice. He moved well. It's his first game, so I think he held his own very well.
Mhm. And Tyler Parsons back, being dressed tonight. And is it safe to say that he's at a point where, if needed to be called on, he's ready to go?
Yep. Tyler's been working hard here, gotten through a quarantine, recovered in terms of injury-wise, and is ready to go. And now we'll get him a few more practice days moving toward the Winnipeg trip and go from there.
And these 5 games that you got coming up against Winnipeg, obviously you've had some success against the Moose this season. They were one of the opponents you faced during that big winning streak, and obviously the conclusion of the season is not set in stone at this point. But with you guys now sort of looking up at every other team in the division, what do you think is the key for you guys to come out strong against Manitoba?
Well, we know that Manitoba is a real tight checking team. They really bring the play to you in terms of defensively. They play right in your face, so we have to be prepared for that. We have to be ready for them to, be up in our face in terms of the gap, so we have to play behind them. And I think that when you get into that setting in Winnipeg, it's in a practice rink. Things move quickly in that small confined space, and you have to make sure that we're mentally prepared to make fast plays. I thought that was something that we did well when we were there before, and we're going to be ready to do it again.
Right. I remember you mentioning that pace, and just talking about facilities just in general. Obviously, the conclusion of the allotment of games that you had here at the Saddledome for the regular season has ended. And just looking back on all that you've accomplished and seen here at the Saddledome this season, what would you like talk about as the biggest takeaway from having the AHL team at home, being in such close proximity to everything that's going on with the NHL team?
Well, I think it just gives you a feel for the kind of atmosphere the NHL team is under. We don't, we're a development team, and we're working on, getting guys ready for that level. So we don't deal with the amount of stress and kind of atmosphere that an NHL team would deal with. But it's great to be around it and to feel it and to be able to watch those games and have our guys go to games and things like that, because that's something that you can't prepare for when you are like separated from that. So for a guy like Adam Ruzicka to go up and be around the team in the setting that he was around the team over the last week, like that's serious business. And these guys are, they're playing for their lives. They're playing for their playoff hopes. They're playing for contracts. And I think to be able to feel that and be as close to it as you can is really good for prospects, because on the one hand, you want to give them a little breathing room to develop, but on the other hand, you want them to understand that, they're trying to play in the best league in the world, and that comes with a lot of expectation, and it comes with a lot of pressures too. So you need to understand what that is before you get into that situation.